Okay, so folks, if you see what I'm looking at right now, Charlie Intel has um, got some footage from, I think it's this person called at Deaf Squid. Give him a shout out due to him doing this bit of work. Apparently, they've got the size comparisons to this new Ashika map versus what Alcatraz was, and is that what the map's called? Alcatraz? I'm just used to calling it Resurgence. So as you can see, it's a lot bigger. Sorry, Ashika is a lot bigger than the Resurgence map from what we know what Resurgence was. You know, Alcatraz, and it's got just like it's probably the same size plus a half and a tiny bit. So at first, when I did a quick little review of the trailer and whatnot, I did say this map does awfully look a lot bigger. Not a lot bigger, but does look bigger than Alcatraz. And one of the reasons why everybody loved Alcatraz because of how small it was and how instant you could come up against an enemy. Like the distance and time between you saw a player versus another player was fantastic. It was perfectly. The player amount was perfect. The pacing was perfect on Alcatraz. That's why everybody liked it. There was the odd time when they did that like extreme mode and there was too many players and it kind of ruined it because when everybody dropped down, everybody took the loot, and if you died and came back, there was no loot on the floor. So that extreme mode shown that you can't have so many players and you can't have too little players. I think it was 45 or 50 on this map, but it was the perfect amount overall, barring the extreme mode. The issue we've got with Al Mazrah at the moment is the map's too big for the player count. So in Al Mazrah now, you're getting like what? Barely. They can barely fill up the lobbies after time. You're getting like 90 players on a map that needs at least minimum 150 to 200 players. Put 200 players on Al Mazrah with the right amount of loot, it would become a very fun game, but maybe the company struggles with the infrastructure of putting 200 players. Maybe the player counts drop now anyway, so they're not going to get that now, even if they wanted to put 200 players on Al Mazrah. But the reason of this video is because what I'm trying to say is, if Ashika Island is bigger than Alcatraz, then what they need to do is they need to get the player account correct, because when Fortune's Keep was here, for the short period of time it was here, there was an issue of the player count didn't match the size of the map. So let's just say Ashika Island is the same size of Fortune's Keep. Fortune's Keep had a problem because the player count on Alcatraz, I need to get these map names right, they had the same player count on Alcatraz for the same size map of what Fortune's Keep was, and the players were scarce, and people were saying they need to upgrade the player count, they need to add it, was it 45, and add like an additional 25 players or 15 players. I don't know. There was a conversation saying they needed to increase the player count overall. Funny enough, I didn't actually play Fortune's Keep. I just stuck with this game mode. But this can work. Even though I did say it's a bit too big, it might not work. It can work if they get the player count right. They've got to get the player count right. And they can't just have 45 players. It'd be like a ghost town. The whole issue with these resurgence modes is, to do a resurgence modes now, to make them good, it's got to be instant. You've got to be seeing a player near enough every 20 seconds. Is that appropriate? It's got to be instant. People want instant gratification, which some people want to disagree or agree, whatever. But it's about instant gratification with these resurgence modes. So if you're going to increase the size map compared to what Alcatraz was, you're going to have to really increase the player count according to the map size. So I would say at least they got to put at least 60, 70 players on each map. Yeah, to make this game mode good, the player account has got to match the map size. Basically, it's got to. And if you do those things, the game can potentially survive. You're going to have a fun mode again. Yeah, we're still waiting to see what the movement's going to be like, because the movement on this map was... The movement on this map was excellent. It was excellent. So if it's still clunky, that still might be a bit of a concern. However, it's a different game mode compared to normal Al Mazrah. So hopefully they just might give you, you know, your perks permanently. You never know. We still gotta wait and see. But somebody's done an accurate, from what we can see, a fairly accurate size comparison. And if we're going off this size comparison, this map was like 45-50. Well, then you're gonna need at least an extra 20 players, an extra 20, maybe 25, to contemplate for these remaining areas that may become dead and ghost townish, you know. But yeah, just a quick little one. There's a possibility here that this map can feel good, because let's be honest, people just don't want to be lingering around, running around for ages, having their awareness drop, and then because they're not alert because of the lack of high action, when they come against somebody, they're startled and then they get taken out. And that's the worst feeling playing this game. You're walking around for ages, you barely see anybody, and when you do, you're not ready, because, you know, your attention span has dropped off based on just aimlessly running around for ages. You know, make players more prominent around you, and this game mode can work. But it's just a quick little video. Let me know what you guys think. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.